Hey guys, and welcome back to this Tottenham FIFA 18 career mode. In the last episode, we opened up a 6-point lead at the top. We still have that 6-point lead and now a game in hand. We've got Southampton at home, then we've got a game against West Ham, who are having a great season in 6th place, and then it's the opening of the transfer window. And from reading through the comments, these are the guys that you have suggested to bring in. Jimenez, Tagliafico, Christian Pulisic, that is how you say it, Andre Gomez, Kovacic, Saul, Ross Barkley, Bale, Timo Werner and Mauro Icardi. We also only have a transfer budget of £29.5 million. So some of these, mainly being Gareth Bale, even though he was by far the top voted on the poll, are going to be difficult with that kind of budget. But some of these guys, their contract is expiring and they will be available on a pre-contract. So we'll see and do what we can in order to improve the team. Southampton are in the lower half of the table then. I'm going to continue to show you the teams this way, by the way, because I saw Jared HD tweet, even though he sped the footage up, he still had a copyright issue. So it's just best to avoid that issue altogether. A couple of changes to the side, change of the formation, Angel Correa getting a rare start as well. Southampton lining up with a 4-4-1-1 formation, but interestingly, two holding midfielders. So they're not going to really attack from that kind of position. Lamina, Long, lays the ball off. Oh, lovely football from Southampton. Shane Long in the box. He tried to finesse it with his left foot, but scooped it over. I also saw a lot of comments saying that the sliders were too difficult for me, which I don't think is the case. I know we lost a couple of games. We lost away to Manchester United, which a lot of teams will do, and we had a second string team out. And then I think we lost to Watford in the game that we absolutely dominated. So I don't think it's a case of the sliders being too hard. And the problem is, if we put them back down to normal, we're likely to win every game, which is boring for me, and I think that would be pretty boring for you guys as well. This has got quite a realistic feel. We're having to work hard for every single victory. Long with the back heel. We're being outworked and outplayed at the moment by Southampton. No, Long squeezes the ball through, and that's come off the outside of the post. It's a good save, I think, from Lloris in the end. See if he got a touch on it, or whether he's just going mad at the defence. Yes, he did. Fingertip save. Ball is played in. Long lays it. Here's Shane Long. Rescues that loose ball. Chases everything, Shane Long. And somehow he's got past Sanchez. Pulls the ball back, but Ericsson had to do his defensive duties there, and he done them well. Counter-attack could be on now with Riyad Mahrez, who we know is very good when it comes to running with the ball. Harry Kane is out wide. Plays a 1-2 with Mahrez. Inside to Angel Correa. They're backing away from him, and you cannot do that when you've got someone of his quality on the edge of your box. Correa, we've seen him score beauties before in this series, and he's done it again there. That was a swift counter-attack. Great play between Mahrez and Kane. Correa could have laid that left. Probably should have, but I'm not going to complain at that. Oh, they've given it straight to Mahrez. Looks to cut it onto his left foot. Defender knows that. Still can't stop him. That is awful. That was really bad. Lamina. Oh, lovely turn. Sent me packing there. Felipe Anderson gives it back to Lamina. He finds Redmond. Back to Lamina. Back to Redmond. Lovely, lovely move. And Nathan Redmond just fires it into the top corner. It was like 1-2s all the way through the defence there. Oh, it's real annoying. Right before half-time as well. Away end goes mad. Look at that. Lamina, really the architect here. I didn't see that ball coming. I thought Lamina was going to turn and hit it, but Redmond, great strike. Here is Mahrez. Looks to skip inside. Finds Kane. Back to Riyad Mahrez. Wants it on his left foot. Again, he's got it there this time, and it's a block from Gardos. Corner fizzed in by Mahrez. Harry Kane with the header, and McCarthy, excellent stop. Final chance of the first half then, for sure. Corner comes in again. Aurier wins it straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, and it's going to be 1-1 at the break. Two very, very good goals, though, we've seen here at Wembley. Goals of the highest quality. Redmond trying to take on Aurier, who made the tackle and then lost possession. Shane Long could get away from his man here. Harry Winks chasing back. No, he's collided with Long. Oh, wow, referee's give nothing. I feel like that was a pen. I feel like we got away with one there massively. And now we can hit the Saints on the counter-attack as Riyad Mahrez has the pace to go forward. Oh, he doesn't deliver a decent cross, though. Obviously, he's left-footed, but you'd expect him to do better than that. Son pokes it forward to Kane. Son continues his run, but I think he's made a run offside. He's going to keep going, though. No offside and no goal, but we couldn't have come much closer. Correa into Kane. Kane's going to lay this off to his namesake, Harry Winks. Nice little turn on the edge of the box from Harry Winks, but he just places it wide. Good ball work. Lovely little heel roll there. And, it's not really bending in. Gabbiadini turns Davinson Sanchez. Little turn of pace from Gabbiadini, but the defender does well in the end, although we've lost out. Oriol Romeu. Back to Gabbiadini, back to Romeu. He's got space on the edge of the box here. Picks out for Felipe Anderson. That was mouldy. Switching to a flat 4-4-2. Not a formation that will see me play very often. Harry Winks and Riyad Mahrez coming off. Nothing to do with their performance, just for fresh legs. Dele Alli and Justin Kluivert coming on. I feel like Ali has got the quality to open this game up in the final 18 minutes or so. Go on, son. He's kept that in as well. He's nicked possession and he's kept it in. Has he got the legs to go all the way here? I think he's quite tired. Going to drill it across goal. Oh, what a challenge. I think it's young Jack Stevens that threw himself in front of that. Brilliant goal-saving clearance. Here's Ericsson. You can see Aurier out on the right-hand side. We're not done yet. Ball, it's supposed to be to the feet of Correa, but he ran off. Into stoppage time now. Southampton, a team coming forward, trying to win possession back. Looks as though we're going to be holding on for a point, despite being much the better side. That's a great ball. Lamina. Oh, Davinson Sanchez. Good tackle. Great footwork, though, from the midfielder. Here's Romeu. Completely skins Dele Alli, I think it was. Here's Redmond. Tried to beat Lloris at his near post. Like, I held my breath for a minute because that ball was floating towards the top corner. It's finished 1-1. It's definitely 2 points dropped. So I'm meeting with Zidane to see if we can agree a deal for Kovacic, who is out of favour at Real Madrid. My initial offer is 25 million plus a 15% sell-on clause. Are they sure? They want to lower the sell-on clause to 5%, but ask for 50 million for Kovacic. Not happening. I've upped the sell-on clause to 25% and upped my offer to 30. Can they agree on that? They've come down to 43.7. Now, I don't have that much money. That would take us over budget, so I don't think the game will even let me offer that. Back up to a 25% sell-on clause and all my money. This is literally all my budget at the moment for Kovacic. His wages are high as well, so I don't even think we'll be able to adjust the budget. We're going to take some time to think about it. We will consider the offer and get back to us soon. That's promising. That's more promising. So in order for Kovacic to come in, somebody is going to have to go out because that offer would take our wage budget to 0. So we are going to need to offload somebody. So I thought, being that some of our transfer targets are available on a pre-contract on the 1st of January, which is like 2 days away in this career mode, I thought I'd just make sure and check that nobody we want to keep would be available on a pre-contract and would be just taken from under our noses, but nobody there that's really, really pressing. I think Shayon Harrison probably the one that we'd most like to keep. I did try and offer him an extension earlier in this career mode, but I didn't show it because his agent was being an absolute pigeon and we couldn't come to an agreement. But Fernando Llorente, a lot of you guys suggesting to sell him. His value's going down. He's 32 years old, hasn't had a lot of game time, and of course the money that we raise from his transfer could be the difference between signing and not signing Kovacic. However, the bug in this career mode is if a player joins in the summer, you cannot sell them for the entire first season. That needs fixing. Derby Day now, a fixture that promises to be tasty as we welcome West Ham to Wembley. Back to the more familiar formation for us then. Too much at stake to be messing around with the team here. Ali is going to sit a little bit deeper though, as Angel Correa keeps his starting spot. West Ham lining up with a 4-2-3-1 formation there. Front four, very dangerous if you like. Chicharito, Hernandez obviously knows where the goal is. Lanzini, very creative behind him. And Arnautovic and Antonio are decent. Noble and Kuyata, it's actually a very strong team. I think there isn't really a weakness there at all. I'm sure a lot of Spurs fans watching would love to absolutely turn West Ham over. Here's Correa. Ooh, he scored a beauty last time and very nearly beat Adrian inside the opening couple of minutes. Comfortable save in the end though. Dele Alli pokes it forward. Correa back to Ali. Ali's going to cut inside, unleash another shot from distance, and this time Adrian tested a little bit more, but again equal to it. Alderweireld switches play very nicely to Rose. Rose pokes it forward early, looking for Correa. Inside to Kane. Back to Angel Correa. Great link-up play. Going to drive it low across goal. Adrian equal to it. And I'd have been better off letting that go for a corner. Kuyate brings the ball out of defence for West Ham. Knocks the ball out to the left-hand side where Arnautovic will pick it up. Aurier giving chase. Needs to stop the cross. He's been turned inside out though. Good cross from Arnautovic. Antonio with the initial effort. Saved by Hugo Lloris, but Mark Noble is on hand, the West Ham captain, to put them in front via the rebound. Great play from Arnautovic, completely turned Aurier inside out. No one picked up Antonio, and then Noble with a cheeky little header. Completely against the run of play then. Find ourselves behind. I don't want to drop more points, especially not at home. Ericsson into Ali. Kane. Nice touch. Aurier. Ah. Oh, Lanzini, that touch. I went steaming in to try and win possession, but the touch done me. Danny Rose will deal. Danny Rose will deal with that, is what I was about to say. He didn't, and Antonio has hit an absolutely stunning volley, and we're 2 down before half-time. Why didn't Rose react? I was literally just trying to head that away. He got caught underneath it, misjudged the flight, and then bang. Well, that's half-time, and for all of our domination, which is not a great deal, but we've had all the possession, we find ourselves 2-0 down. Started this episode by saying the sliders are not too difficult. They're not. We just can't put the ball in the back of the net as regularly as we should do when we have our chances. We've been much the better side, although it doesn't look like it in this particular clip. Oh, dear. 2 goals that we could have avoided conceding. There we go. Let's get the ball forward. Kane. Eriksen's away. Ogbonna is quick, but he shouldn't catch Eriksen from here. Can he finish? Oh, he pokes it across. Zabaleta, what a challenge. Dele Alli finds Harry Kane. It's for Ali. Correa is also there. Ball is played on. Eriksen hits that first time. Adrian tips it over. Jan Vertonghen bringing the ball forward. Ali out to Eriksen. Into Kane. Needs support. Correa makes a run. Correa darts into the box. Hits it low and hard. Zabaleta with the block. Corner taken by Eriksen. Met by the head of Jan Vertonghen. That was heading into the bottom corner. But Adrian with another save. 2 strange changes made by West Ham as well. They've taken both Noble and Kouyaté off. And they were doing a great job in that central midfield position. 20 minutes to go. Literally all out attack here. Dele Alli into the feet of Eriksen. Kane. Correa. Can he beat his man? Angel Correa in a bit of space. Low and hard across goal. Ends up going into the top corner. Wasn't quite low and hard. I got that wrong. But Correa grabs another goal this season. He's playing well. I wish he'd just go and get the ball and rush it back to the centre circle instead of running around like a lunatic. We're back in this game. Those fans believe it and I believe it. Eriksen found Kane. Touched onto Correa. Just took a touch past Zabaleta and then smashed it across goal. Arnautovic skins his man. Got it onto his left foot. Thought that was in. Thought that was in. Woo! Dyer. Ali. Kane. Runner on the right. It's Aurier. Bursting into the box. Can he stand this up or pull it back? He pulls it back. Kane with a touch. And Masaku. How has he blocked that? Corner taken by Eriksen. Met by the head of Ogbonna and punted away by Antonio. Sanchez will pick this up. Can we keep the attack alive? It's very congested in and around the area. But Kane trying to burst onto the ball. Cleared away by West Ham. We've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes to find an equaliser here. Eriksen into Dele Alli. He's going to lay it off to Eric Dyer. I don't really want him to be shooting from distance. He finds Correa. Looks to take it past Byram, who defends brilliantly. Doesn't quite clear the ball. Obiang does. West Ham are going to cling on to this, aren't they? Full-time whistle's gone. I don't believe it. We were so much better than West Ham. So much better. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Unbelievable. Look at the stats, man. More possession, more shots on target, more corners, pretty much more everything. But the stat that really matters is Spurs 1, West Ham 2. It's not acceptable to lose derby days at home. Not acceptable. We're not on track from a youth point of view. So they want us to sign a youth player to the senior team and play them in 10 matches. So we're going to have to, next time we get a youth update, we're going to have to bring at least one of those guys in and give them some game time. So we've heard back from Real Madrid. They're not budging. They want 43.8 million and a 5% sell-on clause. I just can't offer that right now. However, we can offer Ross Barkley a deal on pre-contract terms. So no transfer fee. And he would be joining us at the end of the season, should he agree. So he wants to be an important first-team player. Is that going to be the case with Ali, Eriksen? It's not, is it? They are better than Ross Barkley. He wants to be one of the starters, and he's saying he will only come if he's promised regular first-team football. So he wants 125k a week. He wants a 5-year deal with no release clause and a signing bonus of 1.6 million. Now, that seems like a lot. However, when you consider that we're not actually paying any money for Ross Barkley, 24 years old, English, still could be a great player in the future. He's shown glimpses of brilliance, but not always delivered. I'm going to accept those terms, I think. I'm going to accept those terms. I am going to accept those terms. Ross Barkley will be joining us. Or will he? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't make a decision. I literally cannot make a decision. There's so many other players that I want to bring in. Kovacic mainly. So I think I'm going to leave Barkley and see if we can raise the money to get Kovacic in this window. You guys want Kovacic. Some of you have suggested Barkley, and I understand why, particularly when you don't pay any fee. But if we get Kovacic, Barkley, we'd have Ali, Ericsson, Goretzka. We'd have far too many midfielders, and next year it would just be a disaster. So I'm going to walk out of these negotiations with Ross Barkley. So now I'm meeting with the German club for a possible move for Timo Werner. I'm going to see if they're interested in swapping Fernando Llorente, if that is an option for us. Let me see if I can. I can. So Llorente plus cash for Werner. So they would consider swapping Llorente for Werner if we added some cash, but they want £45 million adding to the deal. That is not happening. I've offered Llorente plus 30 million for Werner. Let's see if they offer that. I can't offer anymore. No, they're not budging. They are not budging. I think it's clear that we need to sell some players, but I don't want to sell players. But in that case, we're going to have to look for cheaper players. Okay, so no signings done yet. A couple of unsuccessful negotiation periods. Transfer window is now obviously open, like I said, so keep your comments flooding in. They really do help me out. Anyone on the pre-contract, any other slightly cheaper players that we could go for, or any other players that you think we should sell. I'm a bit reluctant to sell many players because we sold a fair amount of players in the first window, and I don't want to completely strip this Spurs side because the spine of the team is very good, which is why, despite not winning a game in this episode, we are still 6 points clear at the top of the table. Chelsea, United, Arsenal, much more familiar look about the top four now. Liverpool and Everton still struggling down at the bottom half of the table. West Brom, Newcastle and Palace in the bottom three. Maybe an opportunity to sign Wilfried Zaha, but do we need another winger? Those are the sort of questions I want you guys to help me out with. So get commenting, who should we sign, who should we go for? Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time.